Julius Caesar, a story of ambition and power. The story takes place on the Ides of March of 44 BC, a day which was also called Anna Verena's Day, a time-honored feast to remember that godly female figure whose day was initially the celebration of the first full moon of ancient Roman calendar. Initially considered as a goddess who was linked to the beginning of springtime and the celebration of censusness, this festivity reminds us of Celtic Beltane. The ancestral importance of this day is significant to make us see that it was one of those nefas days on which no legal procedures should be performed. And this helps us understand why 15th March had been considered an ill-omened day, leave aside all those uncanny things that had seemed to portend something terrible was about to happen. What does Caesar aim at on that fateful day? He is determined to get special powers to set off in arms against Parthians after that dreadful campaign carried about by late triumvirus Croesus. Many thought he pretended to be given some kind of kingly authority, something which was considered appalling by all Romans. There were many aspects which hinted at this possibility. He usually wore those scarlet-colored boots which came from Etruscan monarchs. Besides, he had been offered a crown by Mark Antony during the Lupercalia, which he had firmly rejected. It was said this had been a plot devised by Caesar to test Roman mobile boyos on those grounds, and then study their reaction in front of a likely monarchy. Furthermore, rumor had it that Caesar had the purpose of marrying Egyptian Queen Cleopatra, and therefore ruling Roman world from Egypt, which was the most desired land for Rome to include in its empire, due to its wealth and its huge wheat supply. Something terrible, no doubt, was bound to happen immediately. Caesar. At the time of his death, Caesar feels like an old man who was aware of his own physical limitation, but at the same time he was also conscious of his role both in Rome and in the world. Was he really genuinely ambitious, or might he be feeling prey of his own role, that paramount role, which was of a man who was already far beyond a Roman, any common Roman, the next to be king of both Eastern and Western Roman world, the man who would renew the Roman bureaucracy and increase social welfare besides public works. All this achieved by a noble statesman who, despite his alleged divine ancestry, had been born in a poor suburb like Sala, and who had succeeded in obtaining riches thanks to his cunning, which he had developed by finding suitable richest acquaintances, such as Bulbus of Crassus, or through war campaigns. He was no doubt a new man, far beyond what this term would mean in Latin, a homo novus, who, despite his background and social origins, would soon become rich thanks to exploitation and quick enrichment. How could all this mixture could have had an influence on Caesar's fate? He wouldn't indulge as those new rich men would do. He wouldn't indulge on extravagant luxury or loose customs, which were so far from what being a true Roman meant. Even Caesar was far away from those decadent uses, apart from that famous legend as a womanizer. Nevertheless, Shakespeare focuses on a worn-out man, an aging man, far from his plans regarding repudiating Calpurnia in order to marry the Egyptian queen Cleopatra. Shakespeare Caesar is no more the fascinating man cunning enough to use his charm to entice all kinds of human beings in order to attain his aims. He's only keen on having his legal wife pregnant by means of being touched by the racers during the race at the Lupercalia. Lupercalia, as we know, it was a festivity which was traditionally held in mid-February. Is this Caesar quite similar to the wasted man his wife last welcomes a few days before their final departure? That ghost-like figure that Calpurnia envisions in Calpurnia's dream, quite a recent novel,